Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute pleasure it is to be back here at the eBay Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. I think I've done about 20 of these, so it's great to be back in this room. CNBC TV 18 has been very proud to be part of these awards along with eBay over the past 2 decades or so. As I was walking up on stage, 3 entrepreneurs who should be adaptable and agile are telling me, don't ask us anything out of syllabus. So that's exactly what I am going to do this evening. But to pick up from where Rajiv Memani left off, he was quoting Javed Akhtar. So let me go a step ahead and quote Rumi. Rumi said that we choose our joys and sorrows before we actually experience them. Let me extend that to entrepreneurship and say we choose our success and failures before we actually experience them as well. And these 3 gentlemen here on the stage with me have had their fair share of successes, but have also had some learning to do with many tough decisions that they've had to encounter and take during the course of their careers. So without further ado, let me start. And Sajjan Jindal, I'm going to start by asking you, lots of jokes being made about suits. Everyone perhaps has watched President Trump's address to Congress this morning. It's the longest address in US history at over 1 hour and 40 minutes. And there was plenty there in terms of trade, tariffs, and so on and so forth. You know, the Prime Minister, speaking just 24 hours ago, said it is time for Indian industry not to play spectator. Indian industry needs to rise to the occasion, needs to take up the challenge, needs to go out there and become a part of global supply chains. As you look at what's happening around us in the world today, Mr. Jindal, do you see this as an opportunity or as a threat to India?
No, I think Prime Minister Modi has already talked about it, that this is our time. India's time, and we have to go out there and be the part of supply chain. And I completely agree with it. Trump will come and go. There will be this Trump or another Trump. This will continue to happen. So we have 2 opportunities in front of us. One is to build this nation, India, which by itself is a huge marketplace, and we don't have to fear anything. We have to build it. We have to really put our best foot to build this nation and build it well. And we are very fortunate that we are at this time, we are here to build this country, and we are really doing it. Second is that we can really be a part of the global supply chain. Indian companies are very good at it. We have an extremely good cost structure. We have a very good skilled manpower. And we are already we are a very good supply chain partner of the world industry. And we need to really expedite that, and we have to expand that. So I'm very clear and very confident that we can really do that.
You're confident that we can do that, but the lament of the government, and this is from the finance minister, more recently the chief economic advisor, once again saying the private sector is not doing its part, private capex is not picking up. Why, if you believe that all of these opportunities exist and this is the moment for India, why are we still not seeing private investment pick up?
I mean, so in bits and pieces, private investment is happening. I wouldn't say that private investment is not happening. If you were to look at what JSW is doing, we are really investing and investing like hell. So there are many groups which are investing, but across the board, I would say the investment, the numbers are not as much as it should be. But I think it's time that private sector.
Is it a confidence issue? Is it a capital issue?
It's more of a confidence issue. I don't think capital is there is any problem with the capital. There is enough money out there. Actually, money is really chasing good projects, good investments. So that's not a problem. It's the confidence issue.
It's a confidence issue. Vellayan Subbiah, let me come to you. As the winner of the World's EOY Award, when you look at the India trajectory today, and I've heard you speak previously about looking at what's happened in China, and you believe China is going through its 3rd phase of growth, where it's now focused much more on high value added as well as innovation. If you look at what's happening in India today, and we're talking about shaping India of the future, what's the role? Where do you believe we're in the cycle at this point in time?
Yeah, absolutely, Shireen. So I think that, if we look at our evolution, a lot of the growth in the first phase, came from either building things that we were used to. Even if we see industrial GDP formation, a majority of it came from the auto sector, sectors that have been in India for quite a while. But the new evolving sectors then also that have come about have been in the service economy, for example, with software development, with GCCs, all of that. But that still doesn't allow for product innovation. If we're actually going to become part of global supply chains, we need to be innovating products here, building products and components here. And that is a set of IP that needs to get developed in this country, which has to get done, I would say, over the next decade. So product innovation, I would say, is something that probably we've been a bit slower on. Because
why do you think that's the case? In this journey from becoming a service nation to a product nation, why do you believe we've been slow off the bat?
So honestly, I think there are 2 or 3 factors, right? One is that, the ecosystems have not existed, right, to support it, right? So basically, if we look at how far behind, if we take the electronics ecosystem, for example, starting with just printed circuit boards, we don't make advanced printed circuit boards in this country. So then to think of the entire downstream industry from that, it takes a long period of time to develop. So pretty much any sector you take, it's a similar story where a lot of base components are still imported into India. And therefore, the whole ecosystem around it has not developed.
Are we closer to breaking out of that now? Are we closer to moving more towards IP-led and innovation-led ecosystems?
Absolutely. I believe it's the only way to go.
You're investing, in your words, the hell out of it at this point in time across different businesses, Mr. Jindal, including the latest foray into the electric mobility space. Now, should you go wide? Should you go deep at this point in time in an uncertain environment? You're throwing everything at the wind at this point in time, from cement to paint to sport to infrastructure and so on and so forth. Conglomerates at this point with an uncertain environment, do you believe that the risks are higher, or do you believe you've actually been able to diversify your risks by being a conglomerate?
So I think, we are at this moment in time, I'm repeating this sentence, we are here, right, in India. India as a country, I don't think there is any country in the world which provides the kind of platform that we have been provided with today. So I believe personally that anything that everybody, so many entrepreneurs are sitting here, you can pick up anything, and if you put your heart to it and do it passionately, honestly, you will be a successful guy. There's absolutely nobody can stop you from being successful. Anything. I mean, for example, we are not in the paint business, or I'm not in the auto business, but I'm 100% sure.
Oh, you're hoping to get into the paint business?
Yeah. No, I'm saying I've invested in that, and I'm putting now my heart and soul in the auto business. And I'm 100% sure that it'll be a super successful. There's nothing can stop me from being successful.
Nothing can stop you.
Nothing can stop me from being successful. So I know Anish is here from Mahindra & Mahindra, but I know that it'll be a super success. Because this country needs a huge amount of autos, huge amount of good quality stuff.
It needs Elon Musk as well?
Elon Musk is not here. He is in the US.
Well, he's likely to come. He's likely to come if the
He can't be successful in this country.
Why not?
I can tell you.
Why not? Why can't Elon Musk be successful in this country?
Because we Indians are here. We are here. He cannot produce what Mahindra can do, what Tata can do. Not possible. He can do under Trump's shadow. He can do in the US. He's super smart. There's no question about it. He's maverick. He's super smart. He's doing this spacecraft and stuff like that. He's done amazing. So I have nothing. I don't want to take anything from him in the sense that he's too smart. But to be successful in India is not an easy job.
Mr. Mariwala, your colleagues are feeling pretty unstoppable at this point in time, but let's talk about India's consumption story, because the belief and the hope is that we will see the consumption engine driving growth. How confident do you feel about that? And what would your message be to Indian entrepreneurs who are looking at India's consumers as the bet?
See, at one level, if you look at many products and many sectors, the penetration level and the usage is much, much lesser than global standards. So at one level, theoretically, there is a lot of potential. Now, the biggest question is when will that happen, So in the last 2-3 years, our sector has undergone some pressure because of lower growth rates. And if you ask any player, they'll say it's a matter of monsoons are coming, elections are coming, now the new budget has announced some concessions.
Now income tax has been cut.
That's
also.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
But, so until we see that, it's a lot of wishful thinking which is going on. I think many of us don't know what is happening really. But clearly, based on whatever I have found out, this issue of inflation, maybe unemployment. And again, going back to the question of investment, which you asked Sajjan earlier, why investment is not happening. Let me say that if any industrialist sees that his capacity is utilized or sees a potential by adding more companies, they are not going to cut short that investment. You know, it's ultimately it's because of lesser demand. That's why investment is not happening. So that's why I'm saying consumption has to be given more boost than investment. Consumption happens, automatically investment will follow.
Yes, and we've seen a budget take a different approach this
Yes.
time by prioritizing consumption.